fly, and that's what kind of aids his mobility, his mix-ups, his ability to actually escape, stuff like that. And I think that's just a really neat kind of factor. Like, you'll have this character that's pretty straightforward and simple to play, but then you have everything is wrapped up in his ability to fly in a really kind of unique way.
Which we're going to, of course, show in the breakdown, and we're going to show Ferra as well. But before Ferra, let's take a look at Homelander.
Let's do it.
Vamos lá, Homelander.
All right, let's take a look at Homelander.
Soup's excited. Let's do it.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you.
Quality.
That's right.
So, as you'd expect, not exactly a martial artist, more of a brawler. He just kind of punches you really quickly and really hard. I think his throw really shows his strength.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
Just
fourth wall break.
The cockiness of it is great. He also has his eye beams, which he uses on his down 4. His sweep, and a bunch of his special moves, which we'll get into.
Lasers.
Yeah, he's a big fan of lasers.
Like, even his ducking attack, or just ducking, just shows off his personality. Like,
it's
what are you going to do?
Yeah, he's so cocky. We're ants to him. So let's check out one of his key normals, his back 1. This is his normal that has the most range. It is a high, so you got to look out for down pokes and duckers, but it has great range, and you can hit from into a combo, and he just shoves you away.
Which is pretty good for him as a character to get you out of the way sometimes.
It's a great point. Then for mids, he has this forward 1, which it doesn't quite have the range of a back 1, but it is mid, which is great.
He's got the spinning backhand.
Which is one of my favorite moves in the game.
Very disrespectful.
You do it in the office all day long.
Not great.
Back 2-2, 1+3 ends in a throw, where he gouges your eye out, which is... I love the design team really nailed it. This guy fights dirty. Despite his super strength, he's just nasty about the way he fights.
So is he pushing your eyeball in or pulling your eyeball out?
I think he's pushing it out and then throwing away the
what a jerk.
little
the detritus.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice. Another normal I'd love to show is forward 4, which is this low laser sweep, and you can actually combo off of it. I think that'll be one of his best combo starters. And it hits low, which is always great. And then lastly, this normal I think is probably his coolest, is this ear clap. He claps you in the ear. It actually does this cool, like, deafening sound effect. And then it has a neat little bonus where if it's a counter hit, he gets a full combo.
Oh, that's cool. And it's like another sort of reference to the show, too, which I love.
Exactly. One of the best scenes from season 2.
Grava direito, Stephanie. Mostra direito, mano.
So let's go over his special moves. First off, the eye beams. Everyone saw them in the trailer. He's got a straight beam. The EX1 is extra powerful and knocks you down. Low 1, you can use it to go under fireballs, stuff like that. Keep him from advancing forward. An anti-air 1, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you think they're going to jump, you do it, and they'll regret jumping.
Yep.
And then he has a sweeping laser, which is very cool. The startup is pretty slow, but on hit, you get this big knockback. You can do corner combos, and on blocked, they're pushed back. So this one is kind of, hey, you're up close, I want to keep you away. And that complements the ones where you are away, and I want to keep you away, or keep you contained.
Yeah, if you're in the corner, you get corner comms and that sort of thing.
That's right, corner comms.
Good old corner comms.
They're back.
Good luck. And also for people that might be wondering, Homelander's earpiece is his cape, belt, and the shoulder patty things.
Pauldrons.
No one uses that word. No one uses that word.
All right, so he also has this flight move where he flies up in the air and then comes down looking very, very cocky and regal. If you EX it, it has armor and it knocks them down. So that's kind of his, hey, you're up close, you're pressuring me, get off me move. He literally gets off, like flies up and is just gone. Then he has this God complex move in the air where he kind of goes into this,
praise me.
Yeah, very, very arrogant pose.
Regal.
And you can go left or right and float, release it at any time.
Olha da onde pega, véi.
You can just land
Só tá no
or
chão.
go directly into flight, which we'll talk about in a minute. And that's a low-hitting move when he comes down, little stomp. And then probably his most, like, kind of notable move, the move that kind of wraps everything together, is the diabolical dash, command dash.
How the glue of his kit.
Exactly. Like, everything ties to this. He dashes forward, it's a command dash, it's back forward too. And from there, he has 4 different options. He has the pop-up you've seen, where he knocks you up, gets a combo. He has this knee, which is safe on block and mid. You get a knockdown. He has the big ol' mighty boot that's plus on block and knocks them down.
My favorite.
The grab, which is actually like a throw. Like if they're stand blocking, they'll be thrown.
Which you can do from, like, it's a throw from distance if you...
Right, yeah. So you can go in and do a throw, go in and do, like if you think they're gonna duck block, you can use this mid and get frames. All the different kind of mix-ups you can think of.
So he's got all the tools.
Pretty much, like his offense is kind of tied to this diabolical dash, which you can also do in the air, and it has slightly different like animations. Like the throw becomes this cool next snap where he drops them down. And the back forward one becomes like a ground combo instead of knocking you up. And you can do both to like do long combos, which you can see in the trailer and the fight we're gonna show after this.
Oh yeah, there were some long air combos in that trailer, and I was like, that looks nice.
His combos are very fun to do too. So then let's talk about flight. At any point, you can get up and flip stance and it'll start floating. And from there you can move around completely, it's full flight. He also then you can drop down, and he gains...
So let's say it one more time, like, because it is a different way of getting into the air too. You're using your flip stance button and up.
Yes, that's right. And from there he has a couple of new moves. He has down beam, he has straight beam, so you can kind of keep them grounded, keep them out of the air, which is exactly what he wants. And then he can do the diabolical dash from flight. So you can do stuff like all the different moves. You can do the grab, and you can just land, and you can use it to get in very quickly. You can use it to go past them for mix-ups.
He owns
and
the
he can
air.
drop down.
That's
Exactly. And if you look at the rest of his kit, a lot of it is based on keeping you out of the air, so then he's free.
This is fully fleshed out flying.
Exactly. Now, I think one of the coolest things, though, is you can actually use it a lot quicker than you might think, and you can go into his air normals. Here's my favorite example. You'll notice we talked a lot about lows, throws, and all that, but I never said the word overhead. Typically, he doesn't really have an overhead. However, air attacks are overheads. So what you can do is go into flight almost instantly and do a jump attack. I'll show you.
And that counts as an overhead.
Exactly. Now I'll do it very slowly so you can kind of see what I mean. I'm going into flight, hitting 4, going into a jump attack, canceling that into diabolical dash 1 into my combo. So it's almost like, very, very, and I don't want to say instant, but very quickly you can go into flight, cancel into a jump attack, which becomes an overhead, and that's going to complement all his mix-ups. So you can mix it up with four, throw, you could not do the jump attack, you could diabolical dash over their head, come down, just land. All the options you can do in the air, you can do just on the ground. You can do it in combos and instantly go into flight. You can then, resume your zoning, or again, diabolical dash in, land if you don't, fake them out, go for a 50-50.
It's interesting, like his ground version, you don't have to be worried about overheads, but you always have to be worried about overheads because of his flight.
Exactly.
So he actually does have overheads, it's just they're gained a different way.
Yep, exactly. I think it's a really neat way to do his mobility and his mix-ups, all tied around the diabolical dash and the flight. I think when you first start playing in, you'll see, like I said, pretty straightforward, jack of all trades, just kind of a brawler, and you're like, that's cool, his animations are cool, this is all great. When you get into flight, you're like, wow, hitting these buttons is really, really fun. He kind of really opens up when you start looking into flight. I think it's a ton of fun.
A lot of satisfying combos, basically.
Yeah, I think he'll really appeal to kind of creative people that like, setups and the big combos and stuff like that. He'll be a great, here's this video on Twitter of the stuff you can do in the corner using sweeping laser into flight. It's very cool.
Yeah. And we haven't even talked about, what people will be using for cameos.
Exactly. I mean, again, that can just complement his mix-ups, you could have a cameo. Like, you could use, for example, if you're having trouble keeping them out of the air, Sonya's Square Wave. And then the last thing I want to talk about is his Fatal Blow. He can do it on the ground. It's a low laser, but then a neat thing, he can do it in flight.
Dá pra fazer o Fatal Blow voando também. Não se vira low também, Ed. Ainda bem, né? Imagina se fosse overhead. Voando. Imagina se o laser fosse overhead, velho. Ainda bem que é low.
And that
osso,
is
né, mano?
Homelander.
Yep.
Soup's
work.
awesome. Soup's awesome.
Soups.
Mm-hmm.
Aquela posição
He's
dele
a
foi
nasty
da hora,
guy.
né?
Really, really interesting. Just the mobility, the flight. And Homelander will be with you very soon.
Boneco totalmente
But we're not
diferente.
quite done yet because we do want to show the new cameo that's coming out later. Ferra.
Farrah, I'm really excited for this one.
I was a huge Ferrator fan.
Não é salvar,
in X.
não.
I've
Vocês
been
têm que fazer
very
o
much
teste
looking forward to
diabólico,
Ferra
né?
being in the
Toda
game,
hora.
and she is not disappointing to me.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite of the post-release cameos. I think she's.
Eu vou mostrar mais
I love that
coisa,
little
né?
gremlin.
Não
I love her
descobri
little
toda manhã. Vamos ver.
voice. I like her personality. She's great.
She's crazy. I love
There's
it.
a lot of
essa-
fun things, and we're going to show them
Essa
here right
Let's
now.
do it. Let's
Coisa
do it.
aí.
All right,
Kameo
so the way she
Ferra.
works is very interesting, and it's not like most cameos. You hit R1 and you basically become like Ferrator. She controls your movement now. I absolutely loved the
Touching
walking
you back.
back.
She's in
Yeah.
control. Yeah.
And every button you hit gives you a different classic Ferrator move. Like, let's start with one of the most
Right.
iconic is that
Ele vira o
neutral
Ferrator
jump
do
punch from
MK1.
MKX.
I spammed that as a player.
I think
Can confirm.
every
Qualquer pessoa.
Ferrator player did.
There was no reason not to.
Right. Standing one becomes this big wind-up punch. It's a mid-combo starter.
It covers a good amount of distance.
It does. Two becomes an overhead.
So there's an overhead.
Another
for
mix.
Well, there's
Three.
a overhead for Homelander now. So
Três.
That's
stand,
right.
There you go.
Oh, she-
Three becomes my favorite, the bowling ball
Whoa.
slide. Just rolls her out. I love how you're throwing her around and she just seems to like it.
Yeah, she's crazy.
And do keep in mind, we do
Tem que
have
colocar ela
the
nas
cameo
costas
meter
e fazer,
on
né,
full.
Yes, these
So-
moves would drain, but so I'm not having to reset it non-stop. We're showing you. And then she also has a throw. Like, she has a normal
Throw
cameo
também.
throw, like in the neutral, but when she's on your back, you get a throw.
Bonus throw.
Bonus
So,
throw.
right, you have throws, overheads, lows, combo starters, a tremendous jump attack. But what if I said that's not all she can do?
Oh, what else is there, Steph?
Pain and Gain is back.
Okay.
She stabs you, she can do it up to twice. You gain a damage buff, and then armor when she's
Buffy,
stabbing
de
you.
armor e de dano.
So that's something you can use if you
Meu
don't
Deus.
kill yourself on accident, but
Nossa, olha
Yeah.
aí! Não, aí
and
tá
you can
tirando,
use
né,
armor,
mano?
you know, if you predict an attack and you want to activate it. And then lastly, I think this might be my favorite thing about her. Instead of jumping on your back, she can do
300
peanut
dando 3
gallery,
socos.
where she comes out and cheers for you. And if you successfully attack, you gain more super meter.
You see how the super meter
And you
really
can see
moving.
how exciting she is.
Oh, she's hyping it up.
But if you get hit, she gets sad and
Aw.
upset, and you lose meter instead.
Nobody wants a sad Farrah.
Yeah, she'll literally turn red and kind of pout.
So throw her out there. When you have the momentum and you start getting there, and then like increase
Exactly.
your momentum.
Yep.
3 socos, 300 de
So,
dano. que
I mean,
inferno.
basically, it's as simple
Mas
as
ela
that. You hit
ali
R1
gastou
and you
duas barras,
become
né?
Ferrator from MKX.
Ferralander at this
yeah,
point. Yeah.
that nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think she'll be great for maybe you're playing a
Esse
character
cara
that
vai
doesn't
ser
have the
o
best
pau.
mix-ups. Now you do. Awesome combo extensions, and she's just super entertaining to have on the fight. Like if you just want someone to give you good vibes and
Support you.
right, there you go.
I
Let
like
her
how
be
she
in the-
tries to keep up with you too.
It's so fun. So that's Farrah.
Awesome.
Great. Thank you so much. Farrah also coming to
Vamos ver se eles
Mortal
vão
Kombat 1.
mostrar
Yes.
uma
Very
luta, né?
exciting.
Contra o Omni-Man.
Well,
Será?
that's about it for the day. But we
Except
do have, I know.
for
Opa.
that's not even loud enough.
That thing is fine.
That's not even loud enough.
The people
That's about right.
demand it being loud.
Yeah, cool.
Meu Deus, mano, chatão, hein?
All right. I think that was about.
Mostra logo a luta,
Yeah,
mano.
that was a-
Chataço,
Everyone's
velho.
favorite part of the show.
Absolutely. All right.
chataço,
Birthday
velho.
shout outs. And remember, help me with names. All right. All right. Happy birthday to Molly the Cat,
Yeah.
Brett Beeling, Corey Taylor, Hector Sanchez, Chevy Hossein, Ryan Torrey, Jandy Man Anderson, Danny Ryder, Chris Chapman, Brian Fox,
Vocês vão mostrar a luta.
Did I get that right?
Sure.
Okay, let's go with it.
Eu sempre mostro uma luta no
Bob
final, né?
Perry, Carly Gemmel, Joshua Gutierrez, or the Gooey, as we like to call him.
Se não for com o
Joe
Omni-Man, é
Berger,
traição,
Andrew
mano.
Richmond, Vincent Wilder, Antonio De Francisco, let's go with that, John Vogel, Rocco Marquez, Rocco, William Perez Valens, Royce Woods, and my sisters, Kelly and Gina. Happy birthday.
Oh,
All right, well, happy
that's
birthday
nice.
to everyone.
Traição.
That's awesome.
Bem tago
And
no
we
Sino
have
That's it?
that, well, not quite.
Belt battle.
Peraí.
No, not yet. You still need to keep practicing.
Me?
Yes. We do have, after this, we'll close today with a QA fight with
Yep.
Homelander, so you can see him in a real battle and maybe
Já
a
falou que vai
fun
ter a
ending
luta.
like the last time. But other than that, that has been Homelander and Ferra. Thank you so much for joining us. You all have a good time?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Great.
I always love showing off this stuff.
Super fun. So we will see you very soon. Until then, this has been the Kombat Kast. Thank you all.
Bye.
Cage Mansion.
Eita, que skin é essa da Milena?
I am done with caped villains.
É man que não vai ser o... Olha essa skin, véi! Mas já que... Caraca! Olha o Netherlands voltando com o tamanhaço, Ed! Olha, tomaram vergonha na cara! Quer dizer, tamanho, né? Mas tá bom, né? É, o Netherlands tá voltando. Eita, pega!
Olha o tamanhaço, Ed! Ei, caralho de asa!
O short tá mais largo que o meu, né, mano? Nossa, errou. O Sonic medo, o cara tá no chão que tá jogando de Homelander. Olha, pressão disso, velho. Oxi. Olha ali. Sonic. Nossa, aqui. Será que vai ter todas ninjas essa skin? É só Milena. Ó o chudinho. Ah, ele usou o poder ali do Homelander. Será que a Milena vai ter golpe novo? Não falaram de golpe novo, né, mano?
Round 2. Fight.
Agora eu jogo de Milena também, vai até sair o tutorial da Milena. Com certeza vai ser 5.000 cristais essa skin, cara. Tem que ter pra todas as minas, mano. Até o cabelo dela muda, né, mano? Tem pra Kitana, pra Tânia. Nossa, D1 voo, mano. Olha. Ah, ele não é tão forte não, ele é tipo o Omni-Man, olha lá o dano. Já viu, ó. Sem buff, sem nada. Só tá uma madeira, mano. Quer dizer, não é tão roubado, você viu ali, 300 e pouco. Olha o tapão, Ed. Caraca. Lindão, mano. Olha. Vamos ver se escalona muito. Escalona muito a cabelo dele. Pô. Escalona, hein? Caramba, escalona pra caramba, velho. É, ele não vai ter muito dano assim, não. Só se tivesse com aquele buff lá, viu? Ó, pode ver, ó. 5 hits, normal. E o cara tira brincando isso aí. Ainda bem. Meu medo era o dano dele ser muito alto. Ah, ótimo, 350. Alô, hein? Da hora isso, muito bom pra mim. I'm better! Take that, bro! Nossa, o tapão tem que cantar toda hora. Ó, o brutal. Caraca! Galera, esse foi o Kombat Kast aí do Homelander.
Brutality. Homelander wins.